Hello art friends, Melisa here. Today I'm sharing a project that I hope will encourage you to get some of your older supplies out and use them. So many times we reach for the latest and greatest. I think because it's easier to find projects using those supplies on social media to inspire us. But then we store them away, forget about them, and before we know it, we haven't used them and we're buying the latest and greatest again. I get it because I've done that over the years as well. I also have a lot of older scrapbook supplies where I used some of a particular line but still hoarded the paper embellishments left over, thinking I would maybe use it later for a card or an artist trading card. You know, those little leftovers you just can't get rid of. And I know you probably have some as well. So today, let's drag out something old and create something new. Do you ever have a problem just getting started? Sometimes I do. I want to do some arting, but I'm just not sure where to start. I often feel like I need to come up with a theme, special journaling, or technique to try. But that's not what today's project is about. In this project, I'm going to let the older products inspire me. I found some leftovers from a line by Teresa Collins called Daily Stories from 2014. I was inspired by the colors. They're not colors I would pick off the top of my head. I had some cute paper and 3D embellishments left over in this line, but because I'm working in my journal, I stuck with the paper embellishments and I left the rest on my desk to use on an index card I'm creating for a swap. I started by grabbing a couple of inexpensive acrylic paints that coordinated with the paper embellishments. Then I selected some black and white pattern paper that I thought would contrast nicely with the colors and embellishments. No fancy techniques here, and I'm not doing a lot of planning. I just slapped some paint on the pages and then started layering some of the paper. I'm using Liquitex Ultra Matte Gel to adhere the paper pieces down. Don't spend a lot of time thinking and planning out this part of the project. I wasn't worried about where I was placing the paint or paper pieces because I knew I was going to knock it back with some gesso, and a lot of it wasn't going to be visible. This was just the jump-off point to get me started. I had a journaling card that had a lot of that green color in it. It really wasn't usable for this project, but it had the same colors in it, so I just tore it up and put the pieces in the background. I found an old 6x6 pattern paper pad that had some coral colored pieces in it, so I'm tearing some of that up and adding it to the background as well. At this point I was thinking it looked like a hot mess. I wasn't sure how this was going to turn out. I finished putting all the collage pieces on there and then took a break to let it dry. So this is how it looked after I added all the collage paper. And then I remembered I've been wanting to use more of my washi tape as well. So I grabbed some black and white washi tape and started adding that to the background. Then I added some mint colored washi tape. The next step was to blend and unify all the different colors and patterns with some gesso. No real plan here either. I do tend to go around the edges of the pages with the gesso. I also try to soften any harsh edges that may be there from the paper I've put in the background. I want it all to blend together. So while we're watching me put the gesso on, I'll share a few things with you. I'm excited to share with you guys that my first creative team project for Sean Petit will be up on Wednesday. It's something different I haven't shared on my channel yet, so I can't wait to hear what you guys think of it and if you find it inspirational. If you're not familiar with how YouTube channels are set up, let me tell you how you can find more of my videos. The first thing you can do is click the subscribe button below the video and then also click on the bell. That way you'll be notified when I release new videos. So the other part of my stash I wanted to use on today's project was stencils that I had never used before. The first one I'm going to use is a set I got at Michael's by Martha Stewart. It's a pretty generic stencil, leaves, so you could use it on a lot of different projects. And with my stenciling on this project, I used a fast-drying waterproof ink by the company Palette, and the color was Nor Black. I applied the ink with makeup brushes. So back to what I was saying about how I organize my videos and how you can find more video content easily. I organize my video playlist by topic. So if you click on my photo below the video, it'll take you to my channel. The home page will show my latest videos, but there's a row of horizontal tabs above that. You can select videos or playlist. So if you click playlist, you'll find videos I've grouped and organized by content. So if you're interested in a particular product brand or technique, you can find specific videos for that. So I took a break and let all that gesso dry out, and here's what it looked like. And now I'm ready to start figuring out where I want my paper embellishments to be on the layout. Notice how adding contrasting colors underneath the beautiful label and the scallop strip made a big difference in the design. And now I felt like I needed to add some more of the leaves over on the other side, but I wanted it to be reversed, so I flipped the stencil over and stenciled from the back side. I also noticed the different way that I use the stencil on this side. So I'm using the same stencil, but I'm using it in a different way to get a different look. Not only did I flip it over and I'm using it backwards, but I'm about to change the layout as well. So this next stencil is not a really old stencil, it's still available, but I still hadn't used it yet, so technically I'm using something from my stash. I'm inking the edges of the paper embellishments with the same black ink to make them pop off the page. I'm adding some more of the black and white washi tape as well. Now that I pretty much know where all of my paper elements are going to go, I thought it would be a good time to add some more color back into the background. However, this coral color just seemed a little too bright and bold, so I'm going to end up going over it again with another stencil and some gesso. I was trying to wipe it back off there, but it dried really quick and I couldn't get it back up. Something else I'm using from my stash is this sequin waist. I ordered it many years ago when I was taking a Christy Tomlinson class. I think it was for her She Art series. And this time I'm tapping off a lot of that coral and I'm trying to go really light with what I'm applying. Now I'm coming back in with a different stencil and trying the coral again to see if I like this look better. But I'm going to end up going over this with some gesso. But that's one of the great things about mixed media. You know, you try things and if you don't like it, you cover it back up. I kept adding gesso here and there until I got a look I liked. And then I decided it needed some more of that mint color. So I'm applying that now. And now I'm adding texture to the background with a little acrylic stamp. It's got some very small cursive writing on it. I like using an acrylic or a cling mount stamp to do this technique because you can bend them and just stamp a small area of the image. And it creates more of a distressed look on your background. All right, all that's really left to do now is gluing down all the little paper pieces. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, I would really appreciate you giving it a thumbs up. I also really appreciate comments, even short ones, just to simply say great or I enjoyed it. First of all, because it really makes it more fun if I'm able to interact with you guys, but also because it does help me grow my channel. So thanks so much if you take the time to leave a comment. That's it for today, art friends. See you next time.